It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh,
Oh,
no, I don't know.
already.
But I'll tell you
Uh-oh.
what, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got a system coming in, and 72 people are on here. You're going to be glad you watched this Facebook Live
Yeah.
because we've got a lot going on. Maybe someone didn't like my singing. They dropped off pretty quick. I don't want to waste a whole lot of time. Here's the deal. We've got a system that's coming in next week, and there's a lot of uncertainty, but there's not as much uncertainty that there actually is a system that's going to be developing, Josh.
We know there's going to be a system, I think, next week. I think there's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. We're going to see precipitation next week. The question is it going to be of the winter variety?
Yeah. Is it going to be cold enough?
Yes.
Now, before you think it's not cold enough, it's not going to stick, it's so warm right now, I want you to look back at November 30th of 2006, which, by the way, coincidentally, today is November 9th, and the record highs for today were only missed by 1 degree in Fayetteville. And guess what year it was?
2006.
Yep, 2006. All right, let's get to it, not waste any time. First of all, we got a system that's coming in tomorrow. It's going to bring some rain and storms, but you're like, I don't want to know about that. I want to know about what's happening next week.
Boring.
So let's talk about this. First of all, there's a system that's moving through. The bulk of the energy, by the way, with this system will be north, and that's why on the severe weather risk, you'll notice that it's shifted north, and this system's moving in pretty quick. But back to our graphics, and this is going to be an interactive Facebook Live because I did the same thing. We'll see who is watching the newscast tonight.
Yes. Pop quiz.
Pop quiz. There are 4 storms that you can see. Really, there's actually 5, but there's one that not really obviously you can see is moving away from us.
West.
A lot of turbulent pattern energy in the eastern and central Pacific. And hello, Leslie, and hi, Jake. Jake's ready for a snow day.
He's ready to
Gary's
roll.
saying hello. Which storm out of these is going to be our potential winter weather event next week, Monday into Tuesday? Is it Storm A, which you can see is moving east? By the way, this is Mexico, Baja, California, and that's the low that's moving northeast and away from us. Is it Storm B? Storm B is just south of the Aleutian Islands, kind of moving up to the north. Does it ride up and over the ridge and then drop back down? Or is it Storm C? Probably the weakest out of the 3, and you can see it's moving east and kind of falling apart a little bit. Or is it Storm D, the very large storm that is southwest of the Aleutian Islands that is continuing to churn away?
I've nicknamed Storm D Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
Beast mode.
Beast mode is that system, yeah. So it is pretty big. So we've got a lot of people for Brody says Storm B. Okay. And you can see it does look like a pretty impressive storm. Carrie says Storm B. Anna says Storm B. Bill says
blank.
Nothing. That's exactly what I'm thinking too.
NA. Ooh, we got a C.
Okay, so Storm D.
JR.
Beast mode.
Beast mode. Skittles.
Kelly says C.
Okay.
All right. We got all of them, says Alex.
All of them.
not all of them. Not all of them.
Bring it on.
And the answer is, Dan, give them the D. The details. Or the D. Yeah. I didn't pop that one up, right?
No, you did not.
All right. Give them the details. All right. So it is Storm C.
Boom.
You're like, whoa. How is this possible? Let's break it down for you. All right. We're going to take a look at a vorticity map. Now, vorticity is the amount of spin that's in the atmosphere. And the amount of spin in the atmosphere, if it's stronger, is greater vorticity. The atmosphere is a fluid. I talked about this on the newscast. But here is a look at Storm C right here. Okay, we're going to go back again just to show you. It's the same view. It's the same everything. We looked at this in detail today. I want to show you what has to transpire in order for us to see a winter storm. Why is it so difficult to forecast winter weather? Well, let's kind of step through this. So follow Storm C. Oh, look at that. It's starting to organize. Storm A is kind of moving southwestward and moving away. This is the storm that mainly moves to the north. Storm D is riding, or storm B is riding up and over the ridge. And then we got storm D that's out to the west. Uh-oh. Now look. Storm B lost its curvature because of this system taking over that's to the south. Now watch what happens. It breaks off with storm B and becomes storm C. Now storm C is the dominant storm. And now watch what happens. The cold air is in place. This system's organizing. And look at that coming through right there.
Hold on. Is that the updated European?
That is not the updated European.
Okay.
That is the same one.
That is the same
Let's
one.
go back and look at that again.
Okay.
All of this has to transpire in order to see that, yeah, it doesn't look like much, right?
Yeah.
But remember that high angular momentum or low angular momentum can lead to a bending and breaking of the jet stream, essentially.
And what we're probably going to see too, once we get closer to the event, is those little subtle pieces of energy that pop up that the models don't pick up on that can enhance your precipitation totals. Perhaps enhance the cold air as well that's coming in.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Storm B, even though it's going to be well to the north, could really impact this system.
Yes.
Because as it swings to the north and comes back south, the further south it gets, the more cold air we'll have in place.
That's right.
Which means better chances for winter precipitation.
So we'll take the camera off the screen. You nailed it, because the earlier models were showing that storm B would be essentially diving south. And then the European, or the GFS had it mostly diving south. And now the European has it diving south a little bit, but not as cold. This is why the European is not as cold. So here's the system that comes through, and you can see. Now, I'm going to stop this right at where it's moving through. Folks, I've been here a long time. I've forecasted a lot of winter weather events. I can tell you this track right here, regardless what the models are showing, that does not produce the heavy snow here. That is a southeast Kansas, western Missouri, crazy major snowstorm.
Yeah.
But around here, at the moment, if this tracks the way that it shows, there might be some winter weather, but not the heavy snow. This will be a wintry mix.
Yep.
Where it's a rain changing over to snow, and then possibly some sleet that's mixed in. Well, I don't know about sleet. Sleet's not going to happen because we're not going to get the warm air aloft.
But maybe
but sometimes that little jet can be stronger. But yeah.
Maybe some freezing rain.
Possibly
some freezing rain. But it's not going to be very heavy precipitation totals because it'll be too warm.
Now, let's go back in time and take a look at the GFS. So in the effort of time, I showed, look at how far farther south it is. Yeah, and you can see, but then it lifts north. Ooh.
Oh, that ain't going to get her done.
So this is the newest one, I think.
That is the newest one. But look at these little pieces of energy.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy. So Matthew has a great question. All right. How far south would it actually need to go? It needs to be what's called a Red River Rider.
Mm-hmm.
A Red River Rider is the greatest. So that's where it tracks right along the Red River, turns northeast. That's how we get clobbered with snow. Mm-hmm. We had a Red River Rider for the 2009 March 21st.
Yep.
Snow.
Yep.
So there's a lot of stuff that's happening. So anyways, at the moment, I'm not really buying all of this heavy snow potential just because of the track of the low. Now, if this goes farther south, which it clearly can, you saw how much has to evolve in order for this to take place. So let's look at what the European does. Here's the system coming in. By the way, Sunday, no storms, no precipitation, but it will be chilly.
It'll be brutally cold.
Yeah. Now, Monday, there's the system coming in. Notice the wintry mix. That's pink. And you can see the snow farther northwest. This is the track that I believe the heavy snow will be in central, possibly southeastern Kansas, Kansas City. They're going to possibly get clobbered from this.
Yes.
But we don't get as much. And another thing, too, is that this is going to be something that this is going to be something that could get us dry slotted. So
the classic Colby effect dry slot.
Could be the dry slot. That's
Every
the
time.
way. That's the way the low is.
And it happens every time, regardless if we have snow or not.
Yeah. So that is very, very true to a dry slot.
Yeah.
Dry slot is warm, moist air that wraps around the system, and so.
Thanks. I'll just head to Kansas City then. # Colby.
Yeah, no kidding. So here's the system coming in Monday. This is the GFS. Probably not the new one. It is the new one.
It is a new one.
Notice how it's lifted north.
Lifted north.
And this is what happens. Models are going to do this. But if you're concerned about it being, that's the last shot, I don't think so. We got another system.
We've got another system late next week, and
which, by the way, is Storm D.
Yes, and I buy this one more.
Yeah,
in my opinion, because it's going to have, first of all, the cold air will already be in place, and second of all, it looks like the track will be further south with this one.
Yep.
And I think this system has the potential to be even stronger.
So here it is right here. It's coming in Thursday into Friday. There you can see the system moving in, and look at that.
That is
winter weather. Now, it clears it out really fast because of the track is too low. But here's one thing that you need to know is that it starts off really south, and then it goes farther north.
Yep.
That's the typical trends that the models do. Not always, but sometimes it goes south. So while we're doing this, we have a lot of questions. All I know is I'm hurting something awful. So Laura knows that a system's coming, no doubt. Brody said, how can I get that wrong? Well, Brody, it took us a long time to figure it out, too.
Man,
which one it was.
30 minutes at least.
It's like the high split model. We're going back in time, looking which one is going to be the one. And it was really tough to see. But finally, we're able to find it. I think that's awesome when we go back and look back that far. Okay, when was the last time there was a snow before Thanksgiving?
Got that written down.
I've been here 17.5 years, and I don't recall any snow before Thanksgiving.
Okay, so the earliest date with 1 inch of snow.
Yeah, we're talking 1 inch. We're not just little dustings.
Yeah, not little dustings. Earliest date with 1 inch of snow at Drake Field, November 6, 1951. So we're not going to break that record.
No.
November 11th, 1976, we had 7 inches of snow in November, which we were trying to go back and basically look and see if we could have big time snows in November.
And you can.
And you can. Very rare, though.
76.
Yep, very rare.
I think, was that a white Christmas?
Oh,
let me see.
Connections.
Hold on. Speaking of connections, we're going to get to that here in just a bit because there are some teleconnections that we got to look at.
Now, here's one other thing I want to mention. This does not count in the winter prediction for 2022 to 2023 because it is not December 1st yet. So this is just like a.
Oh, it wasn't. It was 75.
75.
Well, 75, 76, but there it is. 75 was the white Christmas.
It was 1 year after.
White Christmas
or
records.
1 year before.
It was 1 year before 76.
Yeah.
Huh.
We're due for a white Christmas, by the way. Law of averages, if you believe in that.
Yeah.
Says so.
All right. So now, so there you go. There's your answer right there. No, this has been the best October. I know, Tiffany. Here's the deal. I don't want it to end either. I'm not ready for the cold. Josh is gearing up for he can't wait, man.
I'm being contrary.
He's gonna get out there in his tank top and he's ready to go. He's gonna go gorilla mode.
Shirtless. Eric Musselman style.
Oh, shirtless.
Yeah, here we go.
All right.
Let's make Florida cold.
All right. Do you guys take bets? How about this? Do you guys take bets behind the scenes on which mall is going to be closer to the actual events?
Here's the thing.
Definitely a little love.
I'm very smart when it comes to this. I would get taken to the cleaners if I bet this man on weather. So I'm going to not do that.
Oh, man.
But maybe you can ask Zach.
Joey, your comment, that's all I got to say. But it probably is something on Urban Dictionary.
This is not Facebook Live After Dark.
No, yeah. Well, it is now.
Oh, I guess it is.
I changed my mind. I like the GFS, someone says. So, I will say this. The GFS has been on a little bit more. The last few
systems, it has nailed it. And the Europeans been slow to, kind of jump on the train.
Yeah.
And I will say this. Despite the European, still not showing that much, it's showing more with each run. Remember, yesterday it didn't have anything at all. And it had a little bit this morning, then a little bit more with that next run. So I'll be interested to see what it's got with the 000Z run coming up.
And we're going to take a look at the model trend. So stick around. You want to see it. Why there's so much uncertainty. So, how strong is the cold air behind it? Here's the thing. It's pretty strong. Look at this. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook. Much, much colder than normal. Now, the colors don't represent. This is a little bit of a common misnomer. This is a common, a mistake that people make. The darker the colors doesn't mean that it's colder. It's a greater probability that it's going to be colder, which in turn you could probably say, well, yes, it's going to be colder, but there's not an actual temperature range that these colors show. It's a probability of temperatures being below average. Doesn't show how much below average, but if you're a large area that's great probability, then you're probably thinking, well, it's going to be colder than it normally is.
And you called this the Barney map.
Yeah, this is
Behind the
like the
scenes,
Barney map.
because it's
It's all
purple.
purple.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this Barney song? I
I
love you. Yeah, that's right.
You love me.
We're all angry at this winter weather. All right, that didn't rhyme at all. Here's the 8 to 14 day outlook, much colder than normal. So that's all the way through November 23rd. Now, why might that be happening? It's all about teleconnections, and we'll get into that. I would love an early snow. Patrick, it is early for a snow, especially with what's showing it. We should make Facebook after dark. Y'all should make that a thing.
I think we should,
Yeah.
make it like Twitter Blue, $4.99 fee.
Yeah. Have to get the check mark in
Get
order
the check mark.
in order to you have to be a fan in order to be on
verified
the Facebook after dark. Are you going to cover the temperature drop? Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to do that real soon here. I remember 76 driving through Harrison in a WV Volkswagen, lifting back, zipping along without any trouble, snowing like crazy.
That
Cool,
sounds terrifying.
Mary. That's a great memory, though.
Yes.
Are we getting any snow in Hinesville? Well, probably if it happens. Watch the strength of the high to the north. It might put Monday's exactly, Cameron. That's true.
That is true.
Very, very true. All right, so let's do this. Someone wanted me to cover the temperature drop. Definitely have to cover the temperature drop. It's substantial and it's swift. And it happens. Here's the thing, in a forecasting contest, oh my goodness, this would be trouble because it hits right at midnight. This front comes through Fayetteville, Drake Field, right around midnight. Travis is out. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And watch the strength of the high. We already talked about that. But there is that temperature drop. Tomorrow, enjoy it. Beautiful day. Temperatures are dropping on Friday for Veterans Day and will continue to get cold. Look at 7 p.m. on Friday night. High school football, probably at freezing. Wind chills are going to be brutal. Now, the wind's going to die off a little bit Friday night with that high moving in, but just a little bit of wind will make a difference. So let me show you this here. We'll show you in time. On the future track, tomorrow, beautiful weather. And honestly, I think we're going to be upper. I personally think we hit 80s again.
I think so too.
I don't understand why the models aren't doing it. They didn't do it today. We'll probably start close to 70 tomorrow morning.
Compressional warming, not a lot of cloud cover until late in the afternoon. I buy it. I think I went too cool.
We're going to find out, though.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't be surprised to see 80s.
I didn't learn my lesson.
But we see. Well, you haven't. It's not wrong yet. You know, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So here's 9 o'clock. There's the rain and storms. Now look at the temperature drop. We're at 64 in Bentonville, Rogers, 61 in Fayetteville. It's probably a little underdone. It's probably warmer than that. But watch what happens. Boom.
Oh man.
Look at Anderson, 50. Now watch this. Bam! Right at noon, it drops. Goes down to 53.
Dude, who made this cold front? They nailed it.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna brag or anything. And now watch what happens Friday in the late morning. That system moves through. Now, if you're in Southwest Missouri, Roby, you might get a little bit of sleet that
sleet
pops
pellets.
up. Roby, Kennedy, I don't see him on here, but you might get a little bit of that. There's that system moving out. Now, a little more cloud cover could be rolling in. And by the way, the big halo around the moon last night, ring around the moon, means there's a storm coming soon. And then look, Friday.
Heyo.
What's going on there?
Heyo. What's that?
That's another.
I smell
Oh
winter
my
precip.
goodness!
Remember, I was talking about that.
Where is
how it
that
was
coming
showing it,
from?
how it was showing it in Texas. It wasn't going out that
Yeah,
far,
and now it is.
and now it is.
So that's got to be this. Yeah, there's more energy that's southwest that's diving south, that's making its way in. And oh, let me tell you something. Models stink at this pattern when it's southwest flow, west of Baja. There's no modeling, there's no sounds, there's no soundings or anything like that in that area. And there's probably not a lot of ACARs, airplanes that fly through that get soundings there either.
Nope.
So models really struggle at that, and that could be Friday's system that brings the cloud
I
cover.
would say if you're setting up your tailgate Friday night or going to high school football, watch out. You may have a few sleet pellets.
It's going to be cold.
It'll be cold.
And
Look at
sleet not
this.
out of the question. So here's
Yeah.
this. Look at this drop. Right about, look at that, 53.
Oh my goodness.
And then watch this. Bam.
oh man.
That is a drop, man. So, and then look at that continuing to fall. Oh man, that's brutal. All right. So let's keep geeking out here. But we got some more questions. Watch the strength. Cameron had a great comment on that.
I agree with that too.
Yep.
And that is something we're gonna have to watch because not only would it push it south, it may also impact the system to the north. It may push it further south, and then that's going to make it colder, and that's going to increase our confidence. Because right now, we were talking about this when we were making the forecast. We've got a 30% chance Monday and Tuesday. Honestly, if we were just going based off of the coverage, it would be higher than that right now. But our confidence in the precipitation type is keeping that lower.
Yeah.
I bet you by tomorrow when we get another model runs in, that's going to go up.
And we're going to show you that they're starting to come around. So is Storm D the one coming around next weekend? The answer is yes, it is. Storm D is the one that's coming around for the next weekend, and it could be.
And it's beast mode.
And I even actually talked about the event coordinator. I'm going to be flipping the switch at Lights of the Ozarks, or actually Mayor Lionel Jordan will be flipping the switch. I'll be emceeing the events, and we're going to have it live. It's always fun when I'm juggling two hats. I got two microphones, one for the PA, one for the live shot after the simulcast from sports. Oh, yeah.
MC Cumulus in the house, baby.
Looking forward to that. But anyways, I'll be juggling two hats. And so Friday night, I think moisture will still be around. We're going to see here. So now possibly some white on Friday night too. It's not,
can't rule it out.
It's not out of the question. And Cameron, I do agree that there could be some drying, but not with southwest flow, like persistent southwest flow.
It'll keep it around. It'll linger.
And honestly, that system probably isn't going.
By the way, was that the graph?
What
that showed the snow? Okay, well, I'm even buying it a little bit more now.
Yeah,
because the graph loves to underdo everything.
Mm-hmm. What's the Mount Ida area looking like this weekend? So just cold.
Cold.
Yeah, you're fine. No storms, no weather, just really chilly. Now there might be some extra cloud cover rolling in response to this next system. So Saturday could get some high clouds. Sunday the clouds could really be thickening up. What's going on with snow? Well, we talked about all that stuff. We're gonna go with that, but let me show you real quick.
The word of the day is uncertain.
Yeah, uncertainty.
Yeah.
So let's go through real quick. We're gonna go through what's called a model trend loop. You know what I want to do though? I want to zoom in on this. We got to zoom in on this, right?
Yes, sir. We do.
All right. So stand by. Hopefully it keeps everything the same, and it does. Good. Regional. Yeah. So a model trend. You explain this while I'm bringing this up. For a model trend loop.
Okay, so the model trend loop, what we're trying to find is kind of patterns between previous model runs and newer model runs, basically. It's in order to see if the models are becoming more consistent or if they're still all over the place in terms of a pattern at a specific time. So what we're about to show you here is the European model and kind of the position of the low pressure system, what kind of precipitation it's showing over the last several runs that we've had over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So what you're about to see here is a trend, in my opinion, towards a colder pattern for next week from the European. Even though it's still not showing, a favorable position for the low, it is showing a colder pattern than what it was showing yesterday. So that's what we're about to share right here. And there it is, right on the screen.
Okay, so
here we go.
So as he mentioned, this is the exact same time, just to let you know, that each model run is doing this. I'm only picking one time, and this is the time when it's supposed to snow, which is Monday evening. So Monday night. All right. I know, Tony. But we're not saying,
that.
Go run and grab bread and milk. This is you're not even gonna, it's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. Don't worry about that.
Enjoy.
But here's what we've got for the model trend loop. Okay, so we've got this was from the night of the 6th.
Yeah, this is 2 days ago.
Yep. So here we have, or 3 days ago.
3 days ago, yeah, technically.
The night of the 6th, the morning of the 7th, no snow, right? Okay, now it's starting to show some precip. Now it's gone. Oh, what happened there? From this, wait, what's going on here?
Ew, what's going on?
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to step through. Now we got the system coming in that's starting to show. And this just began on the 8th, the morning of the 8th, November 8th. So yesterday morning. Now, look at that. It goes from this to this. Now, this is not a different time. This is still the same time. So this is Monday evening at 6 o'clock. And then now look at that. The latest run has some winter weather potential over us. But at the beginning, there wasn't anything. There wasn't even a storm. This is why there's so much uncertainty when it comes to winter weather forecast.
Now, do we want to show the GFS at the same time?
We're going to show the GFS, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the GFS. Has a little more times on there. By the way, I can go back and do 120. 120 is not going to do. Yeah, it's not. So the GFS has always been a little slow, or the European's always been a little slower.
And it usually is with most systems.
Yeah.
GFS likes to bring things in too fast.
It's got a bias with that.
Yeah.
All right, let's make sure you can still see all this. Yes, you can. Okay, now, model trend loop.
Showing something.
Already has it. So the GFS caught on to it before the European.
And then it took it out completely.
And it pump faked.
It did.
For several days.
It did.
Now, on the afternoon of the 8th, yesterday,
this is why I was being a Grinch about it. And then
look at this. It doesn't have it. Now, the last 5 runs. Number 1,
boom.
Number
Boom.
2, number 3,
big time boom.
Number 4,
big time boom,
and number 5,
big time boom. Go back to that previous one. That's thunder snow.
That's the 18Z. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was cranking.
And that's some really heavy precipitation. But when we go to it, look at the vorticity here. Upper aerodynamics. Remember that spin map that I was showing you? So we're going to look at the, I don't want to look at the vertical velocities. I want to look at the vorticity. Now, this is the same thing, model trend loop. There's the system, and there it's gone. There's the system, and it's, whoa.
Way too fast.
Then it's back. Nope. There. Okay, now it's showing it.
And look at this. It's showing it pretty consistently.
Now it's a lot farther north.
But that's a little faster. It's faster.
It's faster.
Yeah.
And that's not a favorable track for us.
Nope.
Me personally, what I think is we're going to be watching videos of people in Kansas
having a great time,
getting blasted with snow, while we get a little bit of snow with rain and kind of
freezing rain.
Possibly freezing rain. Let's look. Let's see what type of sounding we have. So we'll click on this. Let's see if the sounding even loads. It does. That is like almost like a cold rain, honestly.
Yeah. Not the greatest.
It's so dang close. It always is. Look at that. It's right on the freezing line, of course.
Of course it is.
It always has
to be. It has to be.
Now, one of the things that I think it's going to get really cold is this is the teleconnection. So the Arctic oscillation appears to be going negative. And the Arctic oscillation and the GFS also appears to be going negative. This, by the way, is late next week. So cold pattern setting up. But what's really telling is the EPO, the Eastern Pacific Oscillation.
It's off the
That
map.
goes way down.
Off the screen.
So, and if you think that's low, look at this one.
That's like Millennium Force.
Yeah, this is like a big drop on a roller coaster. That goes off the charts. So what is the EPO? Well, the EPO is a pattern that happens in the Eastern Pacific. When it's negative, what it does is it allows a big ridge of high pressure over Alaska. So that keeps the temperatures a lot warmer than us, which is pretty common for a negative EPO.
Yep.
And then it gets really warm.
And that's why we get the messages all the time saying, "Why is Alaska warmer?"
But it gets cold for us. So yeah, maybe it really is Facebook after dark. That's YouTube after
That's
dark.
YouTube after dark.
Yeah, Michelle, I think we should ask the 8-ball. You're welcome. Yeah, appreciate it. Headed to bed. I understand. Get the 8-ball.
Here's the thing: it nailed the last system. I will give the 8-ball cred. I will give it some credit.
Yeah,
it nailed it.
Let's get it out, and we'll end with that.
8-ball. The fourth match.
Well, now you guys know when someone asks which storm is going to be the potential winter weather maker, it's storm. Of course, it's not labeled on anything else, but it's storm C. Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. This is what I want to see tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow morning, I want to see if the models still have it.
If they take
because
it out.
I'm being very grinchy right now for people who like snow, and I think it's going to take it out. If not tomorrow, Friday.
I think honestly,
it's going to pick up that it's going too far north.
Yeah.
And it's going to wipe it clean.
It's going to be cold. It's still going to be precipitation.
Right. Now, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Cameron mentioned that comment earlier about that high pressure. Storm B is going to be the X factor with this system.
It is.
Without Storm B getting far enough south, we're not getting anything major. If it gets far enough south,
I mean, did you see what all has to evolve in order for this storm to actually come to fruition? It's a lot.
It's crazy. It's and that's why I'm being so grinchy about it.
This is why meteorologists can't just immediately go off of something that a model shows. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at all this stuff that has to happen. So what you're looking at and where you need to look is right here. Right here, in between these two.
Mm-hmm.
This one doesn't affect us. This one goes north, but that is Storm B that could really bring the cold air. But watch this thing evolve. There it is, and then there it's dropping south. Now, the West Coast is getting blasted again. That, by the way, is
going to be
negative.
Lots of delays out there.
Eastern Pacific Oscillation, yeah. And then there's that system again, lifting north. But then look, behind it.
That's your beast mode. That's
there it
Skittles.
is, dropping south. But that could clear out the moisture. All right, here we go. Enough of that. What should we ask it? Is it going to snow?
Is it going to snow in Northwest Arkansas?
Okay. That's very vague, but at this point,
we got to be vague, long range vague.
Is it going to snow in Northwest Arkansas
on Monday and Tuesday?
Monday into Tuesday, next week, early next week.
Early next week.
The answer is, it's on its edge. Outlook, it was on. It's kind of on its edge.
It was on its edge.
We're gonna do it again.
It was uncertain.
Yeah,
it's uncertainty.
It's uncertainty.
That's why it's the fourth meteorologist.
Let's see. Is it gonna snow in Northwest Arkansas? Got to shake it up really good. Next week, early next week.
It is decidedly so.
Okay. I can see that in higher elevation. Now, we haven't clarified where that is.
Exactly.
And we won't.
We shouldn't, though. That's unfair to the 8-ball.
Is there going to be severe weather tomorrow in Northwest Arkansas? Tomorrow night?
Could be a few strong storms.
Signs point to yes. Could be a strong storm.
Could be a strong storm.
Is there going to be a tornado in Northwest Arkansas tomorrow?
This will decide if it's capping.
Yeah. Oh, capping. I don't use that language. Let's see. What did it say? It is certain. I don't know about that. It is certainly not going to happen.
That's not bussing.
Yeah. What is that? Like, did you see the Snoop Dogg commercial when he's like, "That was incredible."
Yeah.
Lee
bad. That was incredible. Lee bad. Just using the millennial terms.
Was that good? No. It was incredible. bad.
That's the fine life, baby.
Very doubtful.
Yeah.
That I would agree with.
That I would agree
Very
with.
doubtful on the tornadoes. No tornadoes. Which, by the way, 15, according to what we heard, 15 Arkansas tornadoes. Ryan says he wants snow. Ryan Lemery.
Ryan's moving to Tampa.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens around here. So, what's up with asking the 8-ball? Well, Tommy, here's the deal. It's just fun.
Okay,
It's just something unique.
I'll give you the real answer. Okay, we don't have a fourth meteorologist right now. We need a fourth opinion,
Yeah,
and it gives us the fourth opinion.
it's just
You know?
fun.
It's got a degree from Oklahoma.
It's got a degree from Olhausen. It's one of the billiard tables.
Yes.
All right. Allah says, ready for snow. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not ready for the cold. I got to disconnect my nugget ice maker. I know that's like first world problems, right? But man, I really love.
I'll help you haul that thing
ice.
inside. I'll put it on my back.
Yeah, right. Put it in your car. But I have to disconnect. Really?
If you put it into my car, it'll probably be like
break down. It's not super heavy, but it just kind of is a little bit of a pain to get out. All right. Well, that does it. Thanks for joining the Facebook Live. Hopefully you learned something new. The question is, will it snow? And I think, yes, I think it does. It's a matter of how much. I don't think it's going to be the inches that the GFS has.
I think, here's the thing. I would say an inch could happen.
In higher elevations. Probably will be a wet snow because the temperature is very close to to freezing.
Yeah.
And what else?
Adiabatic
big
lapse
big
rates.
fat flakes.
Yeah.
It would be
lapse rates.
But if it doesn't fall fast, it won't stick.
Yeah.
All right. We will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching as always, and bundle up for that Razorback game. Take care. Have a great night. God bless.